There is a great story in the New Testament of a man who came to Jesus and he had a sick child. And he asked Jesus to heal his child. And Jesus said, "If you believe, I can do this." And the man said, "I believe, help my unbelief." One of the problems that we struggle with as a people is a lot of times we have doubts. I want to believe, but I have this doubt. Help me with my unbelief, with my doubt. Here's what I'm going to challenge you to do today. Chase your doubts. Chase your doubts. That may seem weird. It may seem weird for me to say, chase those doubts. You might expect me to say, chase your belief, chase your faith, chase Jesus. What I'm going to challenge you to do today is chase your doubts. Let me give you an example. What if you were to say, maybe the universe has always been here. The universe always was. There is no God because he wasn't needed, because everything that we see around us always was there. What if I told you that you could look at the foundations of physics and see evidences that this world could not have always been? And you can look at the stars and see evidence that says the universe started. But beyond that, you can look at philosophy and math itself and see ancient Greeks from 300-400 years before Jesus was even born, who came up with proofs to say the universe could not have always been. Would that change your doubt? See, what you should do is take that doubt and chase it down. What have people said about this? What have different philosophers thought? What have Christians thought? What have non-Christians thought? What is the best answer for this question? What about another one? There's too much evil. There's too much evil in the world. There must not be a God, because a good God would not allow this much evil. You're not the first person to think of that. You're not. And the problems that you're facing, as big as they are probably no bigger than the problems that the people writing the Psalms faced. So when you chase that down, you can see that all the way back in the Old Testament, when there was a good chance that each day you might get mugged, beaten, killed by wandering nomads, people still believed in God. They didn't think that there was too much evil, even though every morning they woke up, there was a chance they were going to die. But beyond that, there are a lot of people who came out of the Holocaust who looked and said, I can't believe that God allowed this to happen. There must be something going on here. And they came up with excellent descriptions of how it is that a good God could allow something as horrible as the Holocaust. Have you chased that down? We don't need God to explain. We don't need him to explain the world around us, the life that we have. So, to explain life. In biology and all the world around us, all the things that we have, we can explain it just fine without appealing to God. God was just a myth that people had before they came up with better explanations. Chase that. Chase it. Because let me tell you, the most cited scientist right now in the world is a gentleman out of Rice University who does nanomechanics. So he looks at how can I make the smallest machines possible. He's a devout Christian, and before he starts each day, he prays that God will show him the beauty and the glory of the world that he's made. Now, how is it that the most cited scientist in the world has that outlook? Well, what he does is he looks at cells to see what's already there. He assumes that everything inside the cell was made with a purpose and a plan, and he says, I'm going to copy it. I'm going to do my best to try and do the same thing. Now, here's just 3. I could put another half dozen up here. And what I would say is that as you look at these, figure out what your number one doubt is. Your number one, the one that you think is the biggest problem and ask yourself, what have people thought about this? Where can I take this doubt? And here's my challenge to you. If you truly, genuinely look at each of them, and you genuinely look at the different options, I think the Christian explanation is going to come out as the best one. The reason I think that is because I have chased several of my doubts, several of them, and every time, it's come out to the best answer for this problem is the God of the Bible. And so that's my challenge to you, is to see if that's where your problem ends up as well.